All right, welcome in Virgo and Virgo placements. We're going to see what your message from Spirit is for May of 2026. This reading is for Virgo Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. All right, so what we're going to do is get 3 oracle cards here for the overall vibe for the month here. And then we'll get an overall energy, a challenge, and a focus card, and then clarify. Okay? All right. So let's get into it. So, Spirit, what do we have for Virgo and Virgo placements for May of 2026, please? 3 cards for the overall vibe for Virgo in May. And you're welcome to fast forward if the shuffling takes a little longer than you'd like. Okay, we have ghost, disappearing, cold and distant, no contact, leaving behind. Two more cards here, Spirit. Okay, we have guarded, past trauma, building up walls, defensive, blocked heart chakra. And we have denial, not facing the truth, dismissal, refuse to give in, and contradicting. Okay. All right. So while I am shuffling the tarot cards here, looking at these 3 oracle cards, I feel like someone here in your life kind of went no contact on you, or, and flip it as needed. But I feel like someone you feel left you behind. Okay. They might have disappeared on you, went cold and distant. So they could have, retracted their energy. So they're not giving you the energy or the time, the effort that they used to. Like I said, they could have basically ghosted you as well. Okay. So went no contact. It could have to do with past trauma. Maybe this person has put up some walls here and they're defensive because of whatever this past trauma is, whether it's something in their childhood or something from a past relationship, maybe. And it could be something that maybe they've been in denial about. All right. So it's something that maybe they've not wanted to look at within themselves. They kind of have dismissed things if you've ever brought them up to them. Okay. Maybe their stories kind of contradict each other as well. That's possible for some of you. All right. So I'm feeling called to cut the deck. All right. All right. So Spirit, what can you tell us as far as the overall energy with 1 card here for Virgo and Virgo placements for May of 2026, please? 1 card. Overall energy here. Okay. We have the 8 of Cups for the overall energy. Okay. The challenge for Virgo and Virgo placements for May. Okay. We have the 2 of Swords. And actually 2 cards came out, the Page of Wands as well. Normally I only get 1 card for that, but we had 2 that flipped over. So we're going to take both. I'm being called to take both. Okay. And then the focus card, please, Spirit. 1 card for the focus for Virgo and Virgo placements for May. Okay. Ooh, just bent my card. I hate when that happens. The Lovers. Okay. All right. So for this initial pull here, I do look at the top 3, or bottom 3, I should say, cards on the bottom of the deck here. And so I don't know if you can see it because of the glare. We've got the 10 of Swords, the Empress, and the Moon. Okay. All right. So before we start clarifying here, it's looking to me, I'm feeling like, so there's definite space here. There's definite, someone's pulled back their energy, basically. Okay. With the 8 of Cups. There, you know, someone's walked away, someone has pulled away, someone's pulled back their energy. Okay. So it could be physical, it could be emotional, it could be energetic, it can be all of the above. But there is definite distance as far as, you know, energetic distance, emotional distance. Like I said, there, and it could be physical as well. Okay. So that's the overall energy here. The challenge, it looks like there's something about needing to make a decision. Okay. A decision here needs to be made. And it looks like somebody's having a hard time communicating. Okay. With the Page of Wands. The focus should be, is the lovers, is, you know, should be the lovers. Okay. So Spirit is saying, you know, the focus of this month here, this is obviously someone that you have a deep love for, that maybe they've been in your life for quite a while. So you do have an emotional connection with this person, but the lovers is about a choice. Okay. So the lovers, although it is a card about love, it's a card about choices. Okay. So there is a decision and there are choices that are needed to be made here. Okay. Under the deck, again, overall energy here, we've got the 10 of Swords, the Empress, and the Moon. So I feel like if there hasn't been an ending with this person, it's going to happen this month. Okay, is what Spirit is saying. Now, you might be resonating with the Empress as being the Empress here. Okay, so you could be a mother or a mother figure. You could be pregnant, possibly. Or you could just be in that energy of embodying all the queens. Now, male or female, doesn't matter the gender, but, you know, the Empress is someone that, like I said, embodies every single queen. Okay, so you're in your power here. All right. With the Moon, though, it could indicate that there are fears involved that have not been discussed. It could also be that there are secrets here involved as well. Okay. So there could be secrets involved as far as maybe why this person ghosted. It could be secrets involved as far as this trauma in the past that caused this behavior and why this person is defensive. It could be that there are secrets involving why a decision can't be made. Okay. But part of these secrets, it could be a fear as well of making a decision. Okay. All right. So let's move on and we'll start clarifying for you. Okay. All right. All right, Spirit. So 3 cards, please, to clarify the 8 of Cups for the overall energy here for the month of May. 3 cards, please, to clarify the 8 of Cups. All right, I had a couple cards here that wanted to come out. All right, we've got Death. We have the Fool. And we have the 2 of Cups. Okay, on the bottom of the deck, we've got the Tower. All right, Virgo. Wow. Okay. Oh, so, okay. With the overall energy being the 8 of Cups here, like I said, I feel like someone here that you've been in a connection with has pulled away. Okay. Now, this could be you as well. So flip it if needed, like I said. But for a lot of you, I'm feeling like this is someone else. Okay. We already had the 10 of Swords that came out under the deck when I initially pulled. So it's talking about an ending. But the thing about the 10 of Swords is that it's usually an ending where there was most likely betrayal, lies, deceit, something in that capacity has caused this ending. Okay. Now, clarifying the 8 of Cups as far as this person or you, like I said, but I'm feeling, like I said, it's this person. We've got Death, we've got the Fool, and the Two of Cups here. Okay. So I'm feeling like, again, this is another card of endings. So be prepared if this hasn't happened yet. Be prepared that there is most likely going to be an ending here with between you and this person. Okay, with Death. Now, as I've been noticing this card come out quite often in these monthly readings here. So I feel like there's a lot of endings going on, and it might have to do with the full moon that we just had, possibly in Scorpio. But with Death here, and you know, Death is a card of Scorpio too. With Death, it's about endings and transformations. Okay. So I feel like even though things, you know, end, it's meant to transform both parties involved. Okay. So this ending was meant to teach a lesson to both you and the other person involved. Okay. Now it is possible that you're able to both transform yourselves and heal and come back together and heal this connection. That is possible, but you both have to heal individually before you can come back and do that. So there, you know, we do have the Fool and we do have the Two of Cups here. So I'm kind of hearing two different things. So, you know, put yourself in either one of these situations. For some of you out there, you know, things are going to end. You know, you will transform yourself. This other person will transform themselves. You can come back together possibly in the future here and start anew with the Fool because, you know, you have a soul connection with this person. Okay. For those of you out there who don't resonate with that or where this might not be a possibility, it is very possible that things will end with Death. It is meant to transform both parties. Whoever this person is that's walking away, it could be both of you, but at least one person, whoever this is that's pulling away and walking away, they're looking toward a new beginning here with someone else with the Two of Cups. Okay, so that could be you, it could be the other person, it could be both of you. Okay, so like I said, I'm hearing two different stories here. It really depends on whatever you resonate with. Okay, but no matter what happens here, this ending, it's gonna, you know, it's gonna be shocking and sudden. It's gonna uproot whatever you've built with this person. The thing about the Tower is that the Tower happens when things are unstable. Okay, so if this connection wasn't stable to begin with, you know, the universe is going to send a tower to shake things up here because it was unstable to begin with and it doesn't have a good foundation to build upon. Okay. So it is meant to, you know, for your highest good. It is meant to help you as the Tower here. Okay. And so like if this person, you know, has trauma and things like that in their past that they're in denial about, they're refusing to look at and stuff like that. I mean, this person obviously is not a healthy partner, and this person needs, you know, they might need therapy. They might need some sort of help to get over to heal from this, to be a healthier version of themselves. Okay. And I mean, it is possible too. I'm hearing that it is possible that there could be past trauma on both sides. You know, you might have past trauma that's affecting this connection as well. Okay. So that might just be a message for one or two of you out there. It might not be for all of you, but yeah. All right. So Spirit, with 3 cards, please clarify the challenge as the Page of Wands and the Two of Swords, please. Please clarify with 3 cards. Okay, we have the Five of Wands. We have the Four of Swords. and the Six of Pentacles. Okay. And on the bottom of the deck, the Five of Cups. All right. So as the challenge here, we have the Two of Swords and the Page of Wands. Like I said earlier, obviously a decision needs to be made. It looks like, I feel like almost, you know, a decision needs to be made. This person knows that a decision needs to be made, but you're avoiding it. Okay. I feel like it's almost like you're avoiding talking about it, or you're not able to communicate effectively to one another to be able to make this decision. Okay. Um, and so maybe both parties are walking away or pulling away from one another because of this. There's distance with the Eight of Cups. Yeah. But in any case, as far as the clarification for this, we do have the Five of Wands. I feel like because of this lack of communication, because of not addressing the issues, maybe not making a decision when a decision needs to be made, I feel like it's causing a lot of chaos, conflict, arguments. Okay. Yeah. I that's the way I'm feeling about that with the Five of Wands. It's causing a lot of upheaval here, unfortunately. Okay. I feel like it's something that is disrupting your peace. It's causing you to not be able to heal. All right. And with the Six of Pentacles, I feel like maybe you're not getting your equal give and take out of this. And, really you want to be met halfway at least. Maybe you feel like this person is giving to more than one situation, especially if you do identify with the group where if it's this person, the other person that's pulling away and ending things, looking for a new beginning with someone else. I feel like they might be giving their energy to something else. Okay. But, I do. So, of course that's going to be a challenge, but, a decision definitely needs to be made. And like I said, unfortunately, that's the challenge here. It's making the decision. It's talking about that decision and why you need to make that decision. And because it's not happening, it's causing arguments. It's causing drama. It's dragging this thing out, this sense of anxiety probably. And it's really prohibiting, healing. It's not allowing you to, live in peace. It's like a state of constant conflict. And it's unfortunately not allowing you to get your equal give and take with the Six of Pentacles. Okay. And unfortunately, maybe you both are potentially just thinking about all the regret within this situation. Okay. So maybe you don't want to make a decision because you don't want to regret ending things. That's possible too for some of you. Okay. Like you don't want to completely let this person go. You don't want to give up on them, is what I heard. That might be for some of you out there. Obviously, take whatever resonates for you. Okay. So, Spirit, 3 cards, please, to clarify the Lovers as the focus. 3 cards, please, to clarify the Lovers for Virgo. Okay. All right. So, first card that flew out, the 3 of Swords. That is not surprising. Again, we've got the Tower. And we have the Empress, which showed up earlier as well. All right. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Cups. Okay. So as far as the focus here for you, again, we've got the Lovers. And the Lovers, like I said earlier, it is a card about love. I'm sure that you love this person deeply. Okay. You do have a sense of love for one another. You do have an emotional attachment to one another, okay? But the Lovers is also about a choice, okay? It's about a choice of choosing what's best for you, okay? What is best for your heart? What is best for you personally? Okay. I know it's always a good thing to think about other people. We do have the Queen of Cups here, and the Queen of Cups a lot of times will do that. Okay. And sometimes we'll overgive. Sometimes we'll do whatever's necessary to make someone else happy. So you might identify with being a people pleaser. That could be something as well. Okay. So maybe you've been sticking with this person because you did not want to leave them. You know, that's for some of you out there. But the focus should be your heartbreak here. Spirit does not want you to forget how this situation and this person has broken your heart, however it's happened. Okay. I don't see anything about, lying or deceiving. I mean, I'm not saying that that didn't happen, but I'm not seeing anything indicating that. But this situation has broken your heart in one way or another. Okay. So, I feel like Spirit wants you to focus on your healing and doing what's best for you. Okay. We do have the Tower that came out. So the thing is, with towers, a lot of people see the Tower come out and they freak out. They're like, oh my goodness, I don't want the Tower. I don't want any towers in my life. But as uncomfortable as some towers can be, towers aren't always bad towers. Sometimes they can be good towers. Okay. Now, with this situation ending, yes, it could be a very uncomfortable, possibly negative feeling tower. Okay. Especially if, I don't know if you're married to this person or have in a long-term connection, something like that, where you have assets, children, whatever the case may be. Yes, it could get sticky, right? But I feel like this is a good tower. Okay. So, not only does Spirit want you to remember the heartache, the pain, um, the betrayal possibly that has happened here, if you do resonate with that, I feel like you've been through multiple towers with this person, okay, in the past. And Spirit kind of wants you to basically choose yourself. Okay. So even though a tower might happen, I mean, towers are meant to bring change and bring change that will be beneficial for you. Okay. I don't feel like most towers are there to, bring you bad karma. I mean, it is possible that is something, I'm not going to deny that, but a lot of times towers are meant to bring beneficial change. Okay. With the Empress here, Spirit, now male or female, doesn't matter the gender, Spirit is reminding you that you are the Empress. You embody all the queens and you have power, like I said earlier. Okay. So remain in that power. If you feel like you've given your power to this person, if you feel like this situation has taken your power from you, take your power back. Okay. Remember that you are the Empress. Now, you might be a mother or a mother figure, like I think I mentioned that earlier, but remember that you are the Empress. Spirit wants you to choose yourself right here. And I just got chills. Choose yourself. Now, there's nothing saying that you can't help this person get help if they agree to that, but choose yourself in this situation. When we have the Queen of Cups on the bottom of the deck, like I said, I mean, it could indicate that maybe you are an overgiver, or you just kind of give more than what you get back in return, possibly. But I'm also feeling that Spirit wants you to keep your heart chakra open. Don't let this situation get you down. Okay. Follow your intuition with this and just stay that loving person that you are. Okay. But yeah, I feel like Spirit is asking you to choose yourself here in this situation. Okay. You've been through a lot, I feel. All right. Okay, well, I'm going to leave this reading here. It looks like you've got some things going on here in the month of May, so be prepared, okay? Um, so if you feel like this reading resonated, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And I do hope that this reading, helped some of you out there, bring you some clarity and insight here. Okay. And until next time, I hope, take care and namaste. And I wish you all well.